And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
You sure you don't want to interrupt? You don't want to interrupt at the beginning of this one?
Not this time.
Okay, cool. We'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates, in particular those who donates at the producer tier of our Patreon. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
What if I said no one time when you asked, and I was just like, no, I don't want to.
I mean, I'll do it, but the consensus is that when I say things that are kind, they come out sarcastic. So I mean them in a nice way.
But it just doesn't sound like you mean it.
But the population has spoken, and so we give it to you because you're pleasant.
Okay. Well, in that case, we want to say thank you to Rebecca, Breakmeister, Nate, Vox of Astora, Orient_Tiger, Chris Deeds, Chris Sones, and Christopher Hildebrand. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate it. You help us make a better show for everyone. That didn't sound sarcastic, did it? Because I meant it.
No, that sounded sincere.
You ever have someone tell you sound sarcastic and then you try not to? It's impossible. It's impossible to not sound sarcastic. That's what sarcasm is. Saying things that are normal, but with implied, zang to them.
Right.
Right. I have an abundance of zangery. And I'm trying not to. But anyway. So we were talking about you had just finished Ghost of Tsushima, the game.
Yeah, I beat it last night. I played it quite a bit, like a few months ago. I think we even talked about it on the podcast or on the intro.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I knew the game was about to end. So I was like, I'm going to do all the side quests and I'm going to do all the collectibles and I'm going to get all the skill points. So I'm like fully skilled up. And then I had it to where I had like only the main quest left to do. And I just stopped playing for like a couple of months.
To savor it, huh?
And yeah, the reason I did is because I didn't want the game to end because it's so good. Like the story, and I wasn't disappointed when I beat it last night, but just the story from start to finish is just so good. And I just didn't want to have to like officially have it end.
Yeah. I know what that's like. I mean, there's a lot of things that are like that, like Fringe. You remember Fringe? We watched Fringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember when it was getting towards the end? I don't know if you felt the same way I did. When I saw Fringe the first time, I was like deep into Fringe. Like I was watching it like at a speed that was not sustainable, right? Like I was like those fishermen that they get like all of the fucking cod. There's all of them. And there's no more left for anybody. That's how I felt. I was going to take these episodes away from other people. I was watching them so fast. And then when it got to the end, I knew I was on the last season. And I knew I was getting close to the end of the number of episodes. And I just was like, I'd panic. And I just watched like one, like every other day.
Yeah.
Try to extend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely felt like that with Tsushima, and I don't do that with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I definitely with Tsushima, I was like, I don't want this to end. I really like all of these characters, and I really like the story. And there is a new game plus that has some differences from the first game, and I'm gonna play New Game Plus. I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to. But I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to just be like, okay, it's time to, get to the end of this thing that I've been enjoying. Like, it's almost like sometimes it's better to just have it be in this sort of limbo than to really have an official ending.
I mean, I understand. But I just think sometimes, like if the thing before this one you hadn't completed and moved on to this one, then you wouldn't be enjoying this one.
Yeah.
So there is a benefit to ending it. without finishing the previous thing, you wouldn't have enjoyed the new thing.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe there's another thing after Tsushima that you're gonna really enjoy.
Yeah, there's I kind of want to play either Little Nightmares, because the second one just came out and it looked really cool, and I want to play the first one before I play the second one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the Tsushima is gonna be better than that.
Probably.
Yeah.
I also got Control over PS Plus, and I've
I heard that
really
one's good.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that, and so I've been thinking about playing these games, but at the same time I'm like, well, I haven't beaten Tsushima, and I don't want to, forget about it and play this other game and then forget the story, and then when I finally decide to go back, or even worse, like end up uninstalling the game after I don't officially
play it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes though it's fun to even do that. Like I didn't beat The Witcher, right?
Mhm.
I got pretty far, but I didn't beat it. And I think it was for the same reason that like every time I do a side quest, it's like as detailed as the main quest was.
Oh yeah.
So like I would sometimes just walk in a direction or like ride my horse in a direction, find a town, start doing something there, and eventually be in this sprawling like, this werewolf is actually this lady's husband, and her sister is trying to betray, and I'm like, what is happening? This is a side quest. But yeah, so I know what you mean. Like it's easy to be so into the world that you don't want it to end, but they're by the proxy of or by the rules of programming, all of these, or even narrative or storytelling, they all have to come to an end,
Yeah.
And that's the only way to really truly evaluate the whole thing.
Yeah. Because you don't want to like get to the ending and then be like, oh, that was the conclusion? That was a waste of time. Or,
Yeah.
like, why was I so invested in this when, it didn't.
But if you have
mean
faith
anything?
in the game up until that point, all the other factors are there, then that final story beat's probably good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting thought experiment. But I think Final Fantasy VII remake that you just got, right?
Yeah, I just got that.
You should play that.
I should.
It's so good.
I'm hesitant because I had such a bad experience when I played the game, like when it originally came out.
Right.
I don't know. The ghost of that still haunts me.
Okay. Well, here, let me ruin this for you.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII is a great game,
Mhm.
right? The only issue with it at the time was that everyone was made of triangles. So it was difficult to sometimes to jump in and out because like in some cutscenes there were like fully formed people. Ish. Within reason. And then they'd cut back to Cloud as a sprite or as a character model, and he would just be like a series of triangles gesturing wildly with wiggles and shit. And you're just like, it broke you out of it a little bit, but now they don't do that. Now it's sort of cohesive. I can't imagine that's a negative. The only thing I'm curious about is a combat system. I haven't been able to play it. I've only seen people play it. So,
Well, I played the remake demo, and it was good.
Well, that's good. The story is fantastic.
Mhm.
In 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll give that a try. But that's not the full. From what I understand, it's not the full game.
No, they're broken into parts. So
Okay.
I think that part goes up until after you leave. What's it called? The first city. Oh my God. Shit. Midgard. God. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Is that the city
Midgard.
where you get like girl clothes for Cloud?
Yes.
Okay,
Well-
that was where that's and it ends when you're leaving that city.
Yeah.
That's where my bad experience ended with the original.
That's
or when
disc
it
one.
started. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played through the first disc, and I had a lot of fun because I'd never played a game like that before. And then I put in the second disc, and it was corrupted.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can literally get it on Switch right now for like $7.99. Pretty good for 4 discs. Best game of its generation by a long shot. So.
Well, I have it on PlayStation now, so I'll play it.
I beat the fucking dog shit out of that game. I loved it. I loved it so much. There were like little tricks, like making master materials, duplicating them, and oh man, I love that game. So good.
All right.
So good.
Well, I'll play it.
You should definitely play it. Actually, I don't know. That Ever Crisis looks really good. Maybe it'd be worth it to wait for that. I don't know.
Oh.
That's not going to be until 2022, though. I don't think.
That's a while.
Yeah, and I'm imagining it with all the updates, it's going to be a little more expensive than the. I don't know what I would suggest to a person. Do they play the original first so they can appreciate the second, or the remake, or do they play the remake first, then go back and attempt to play the original?
I'm probably gonna play the remake and not play the original.
No, God, I don't know. That feels like the wrongest answer. I don't know about I don't know what different variations of that there are, but that's the one at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Not playing the original one at all is.
Well, that's
not
probably
good.
what I'm gonna do.
Oh. But you played a good chunk of 15?
Yeah, I did play a good amount of 15. I never finished it.
Sometimes I think I've died and gone to hell.
Why?
And that the things that you say to me as a nice person, like you're a nice person, so you make me not want to be mean to you, but then you say shit like that.
I know you hated 15. I played it a lot. I think it came out.
Why were the foods better looking than the bosses?
That was so funny.
Why did they decide that fucking linguine needed to be an 8,000K? But fucking the bosses, whatever.
I could not tell you.
The decision making in that game is absurd. They're like, hey, we're gonna give you a car, and then it'll just drive you from location to location. I'm like, why don't you just give me a hub map if that's what we're doing? Well, you can drive it. I'm like, off-road? Like, no, we have high guardrails on both sides of the road.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, you know when you're walking anywhere at all, you know how those ships full of people will just drop out of the sky on you? Enjoy that. I'm like, oh, you mean like where I'm trying to keep it down moment and the sky opens up and soldiers pour out of the fucking... like a goddamn mannequin. Like it's a hurricane filled with men. Raining men, literally. Hallelujah.
Yep.
It's raining men. Again.
Well, why don't we leave this topic and go to this week's episode of Dragon Heist?
Fuck that, man. Come on. I'm so mad. You're gonna talk about 15. Okay, fine. Episode.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 15 sucks.
This is Dragon Heist, episode 10, Mind Your Manners.
You know what's a good one? 9. Final Fantasy 9 is great. Seriously.
Okay. This
If a game deserved a remake, 9 would have brought... Huh?
Is this a Final Fantasy podcast now?
No, we were talking about it before, and now we're talking about it now.
Trying to go to the episode, though.
We've already said the episode title. This is the fade out. You're fading me out, but
Okay.
we're still having a conversation in the background. Is what I'm saying. They can stop listening. We're having a talk. 15 sucks. You need to play better game. You know how you feel about Tsushima? The opposite of that is how I feel about 15.
Okay.
Nothing went right. Nothing.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Not. It's one of the better days I've had in quite a long time, which is still not saying much, but
No, I hear you.
it's. No, I had a. So our company made about somewhere between 12 and 15,000 gallons of hand sanitizer. Gave it all away for donations. Gave it to some of the hospitals, some of the homeless shelters here in the Houston area, up in some of the places up in the Oklahoma area where our plant is. Gave some out in the Midland, Odessa area to some of the hospitals there too. And everybody was like, hey, how much more of this can you make? Because we'd like to go ahead and start buying it from you. And we went, well, we need to go figure that out. So come to find out, we can actually make about 2.5 million gallons of hand sanitizer a month if we put our minds to it.
Wow.
And
Holy shit.
someone went, okay, when can you start? And we went, what? We have a contract for 2.5 million gallons of hand sanitizer a month for the next 6 months.
Oh my God.
Cheers, dude.
You know, this is commercial companies wanting to buy it in bulk, like tanker
Yeah.
trucks full of it, take it back to their facility, bottle it, so, you know, and
Oh, yeah, my
it's-
company's shipping up boxes with spray bottles of it now.
Yeah.
They're dropping them off in every location saying, take them home, put them in all your cars. We don't give a shit. Just use them. And
Yep.
everybody has like boxes of these around now.
So
That's good. I'm really happy. I know that this is a bad thing, right? It's
Yeah.
not a positive by any stretch.
it's a
But
silver lining.
there is a positive side of this that shows that, in particular, this last oil crush, right?
Dish.
You know what didn't go down in volume or in cost or profitability? Solar energy, not one dime, because it's renewable and you don't have to store it. If you don't have it, it just goes away and you get it tomorrow, like you're harvesting constantly. Brilliant.
So yeah. So
What's
we
cool, though, that there's other business models like your business converted almost immediately.
I mean, it took us 2 weeks to get the first batch out. So now we're formulating hard surface cleaners. See, the thing about it is that I would say, and you know, keep in mind the company I work for tries to use chemicals that are renewable, biodegradable, non-toxic. So it turns out most of the chemistry that we use to go into oil wells is the same stuff that goes into hard surface cleaners. So we can make disinfecting, not necessarily like, we don't have like packaging. So we can make the bulk materials and give it to somebody else and they can put it together, but they can make wipes, they can make all that stuff. The issue here, long story short, the issue here is that like the isopropyl alcohol that you have to use to make the hand sanitizer in any other situation has to be of a certain pharmaceutical grade. It's called USP. And basically it just says that it doesn't have anything in it that's going to cause you, you know, any harm. The truth of the matter is the difference between USP grade and most other rubbing alcohol is paperwork and governmental red tape. So there have been relaxed standards on it, but you still have to test it to show that you're not doing any harm. Well, I mean, as an oil field company, I've got a lab full of equipment, but it's all geared towards doing oil stuff, not pharmaceutical stuff. So the company was having a hard time trying to find a laboratory, and I went, well, shit, I know people. So today I got us connected with some people at Methodist Hospital Network, which is one of the largest here in Houston. And they have an entire group that like does drug research for small companies that don't have their own capabilities. And they'll do all of the QA, QC, the qualifying test, all that kind of stuff. They were like, yeah, we have nothing really going on right now. We'd love to partner with you. So they're going to do all of our testing for us and all of our validation as we just make it. And we don't have to do that. We're creating jobs for them. So, I mean, it was a good day. I felt like at the end of the day, we had a couple of wins and haven't had some of those in a long time. So anyway, that's my long-winded story.
No, I mean,
Well,
that's
awesome,
it's
dude.
good.
So, welcome back to the City of Splendor, boys and girls.
I have more hit points now. So
And
for all
that's
the
where he wants to start
listeners-
the episode. All the listeners,
For all
Deese has
the
been
listeners
playing on
out-
hard mode for 5 fucking seasons, including Bardic Company, and now partial of 6.
I have literally been playing with way less hit points than I should have the entire time because, see, I played like every other game has ever played, and we all played differently apparently.
I've always played off the house rules DM to take the full hit die.
It's fair.
I mean, I make my players roll for it.
If you thought I was risky before,
Wait
just
till
wait
we
till
see
you
the
see
new
what I look like.
Dees.
God, imagine going through 5 or 6 levels and rolling a 1 every fucking time.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
dude. No, I can't do that. No.
God.
That happens
Because-
though. That's how certain characters are.
It's because I hate my players.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's.
My buddy had a character that had a negative. We used to say he was down with the Burke.
Oh,
like
Lord.
tuberculosis. Because he had fucking, I think, a wizard, and he had -2 Constitution.
Oh no!
So every time he leveled, he'd roll in -2. So like if he rolled a 1, he's going backwards.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh man!
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that representative of like aging?
No, he was. We used to say he had tuberculosis.
Oh, tuberculosis. Okay.
He said he was down with the Burke. He couldn't do 2 full actions of movement.
Oh,
He
Lord.
could move once every other turn. He had to catch his breath. But he was a bestial wizard, though. He was an insanely good wizard. He just was fucking frail.
Talk about the glass cannon. Shit.
So what?
Glass cannon.
Oh yeah.
Old term from mages.
Oh no,
Fragile
I
as
know.
glass, but
You just
yeah.
glitched out for a second.
Oh.
Okie doke.
It's not
So-
glass. It's more like sugar candy.
Do you want me to roll some 100% dice?
Okay, so you're gonna start off with a 3 from your kid overnight.
Right.
Now, how many pushes past that do you want him to go?
I don't know. I'm gonna roll them one at a time. Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna roll the first one, and I'll tell you what I got, and then you tell me if I get it or not.
Yes.
30.
You got it.
Hey. 8.
Fail.
Take long. Okay. 4 potions.
You can keep going. The cumulative failure is just gonna get higher.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Can I do that until I fail?
Well, well, the thing is, you're
I will
using a
break
class
this
that
game
we
if
have.
you give it. If
Well,
you
the
give
thing
it
is,
that.
you're using a class we haven't fully panned out. So I'm trying to.
Let's not do it that way then,
Okay.
because I will break the game if we do it that way. For sure, because
The next one is a 45 failure. After the 45, it's a 60 failure. After the 60, you're at an 85 failure, and then you'll hit 100% failure, and you won't be able to roll anything. It communicates 15% up each time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, because I could just portent.
You don't have portent rolls anymore, boy.
I could get them. That's why I'm saying I will break this if you give it to me. So we're just gonna roll
Okay.
until fail. That'll be the
Okay.
system.
All right. So we left off the night. You guys were all supposed to meet Volo the next morning. You guys were all dropped off at your respected houses. One of you has guests. A house full of guests. When you got dropped off by a soldier and your little brother's annoying in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
And the other one of you ended up back at the tavern eventually,
How's that?
playing with your potion kit.
That's what they call it.
So, where should we start? Come sunrise in Waterdeep, the city of splendor.
I get up earliest, so I'll get ready.
All right.
And pack all my stuff up. And then head to whichever building is the closest. Other people crash.
Well, the closest to you would be Rain
Okay.
and his place. So, I mean, you can go meet them before you go head off to the Yawning Portal to meet up with Volo.
Just telling you right now, we don't operate under those elderly people rules. I'm not up at 4:00 and go to bed at 7. I don't have lunch at 10. I don't have dinner at 3 p.m. I don't have breakfast before I go to bed. It just doesn't work that way for me.
Yeah, but it's good to know that you're so flight of your schedule.
Well, yeah.
The scheduling.
So,
I don't have this at this time. You know, it might be easier to tell us when you do things.
Well, yeah, you got a point there.
I only negative schedule things.
I don't crawl out of bed before the sun comes up. We'll put it that
Is this
way.
a Garth Brooks song? I know.
Yeah.
I know it is.
close.
Yeah, I was gonna say close.
So, all right. So, yeah, you head over to the.
Isn't the song "Ain't Going Down" till the sun
Yes,
comes up?
it's
Yeah, that
a-
is. That's it. Yeah.
Is that song about a blowjob?
No.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Ain't giving in till I get enough.
Oh man, I'm not touching this dude.
Rolling around the world in my pickup truck. It feels like a blowjob. Like that's what that song's about.
Maybe the blowjob is implied.
Oh yeah. Well, it'd be better than inferring a blowjob.
Well, in country music, that wouldn't necessarily fly.
Oh man. Okay.
God, could you imagine Merle Haggard singing about blowjobs?
Yes.
Oh, Conway Twitty.
Yeah, I was just about to go for Conway Twitty. Or worse, Dolly Parton.
Oh, Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson, that gummy fuck.
Never smoke weed with Willie again.
Yeah, never, because you won't believe he doesn't take money for his. Never mind.
No.
Okay.
Oh, he takes favors for his weed.
All right, let's continue gaming.
We broke Rachel. Yes.
I'm going to go to Tricky's house, and I'm going to knock on the door whenever I get there. I'm not certain if he'll be awake at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever.
Well, I mean,
well, you're the Skewer Dragon. He's above the bar, so
yeah.
the tavern's technically open below.
Okay, well, I'm going to walk into the tavern below and then look to see if he's there.
You don't see him down on the floor. You see old barkeep behind the counter, half asleep.
Okay, well then I'm going to walk upstairs. Do I remember which room this is?
It's kind of hard to miss it. He has the big giant, like.
Okay, I'm gonna knock on his
Anchor
door
at the
with
top.
my new splint mail gauntlets.
Yeah, it's the one with the giant anchor in the living room.
So.
Go.
You hear a voice inside. Rain, your neighbors suck.
Just ignore it. It'll go away.
I assure you I will not.
Oh, son of a
hell,
bitch.
it's the soldier.
What time is it?
Morning.
Could you be a little more specific than that?
Early morning.
That's what I was afraid of.
Floon rubs his eyes. People get up this early?
Apparently. Sober people, stupid people. I'll shuffle over to the door. I crack it open. It catches the chain. I know we agreed to get together, but really, it's not even light outside. Could this not wait until after breakfast?
When is breakfast?
Well, typically like 10 or 11, but
No, it can't.
All right, fine. I undo the chain off the door.
You're a political figure, correct?
Well, that's my day job, yes.
It's amazing anything gets done around here.
Well,
walk
look.
in.
Don't
Renaer's
trip
like-
over.
He trips over Renaer almost.
Hey, fancy boy, put on some clothes.
He looks up. You are standing on my pants, sir.
I'm going to lift my foot.
Thank you.
All right, I'll reach down. I'll give.
You know what they say? Early to bed, early to rise. Get the fuck up, or I'll bust up your face.
I don't
You gotta
think
find him a
that's-
woman.
Oh,
That's all Floon says as he rolls back in bed.
gotta find him some sedatives. I motion for him a place to sit down around the anchor, and
right.
I retreat back to my bedroom so that I can put on a fresh set of clothes, as I'm still most likely wearing the ones from the night before.
I'm moseying around in your things. Do you have anything to drink? Like drink, not like breakfast drink.
Renaer
No.
reaches under one of the couches, pulls a bottle. Here you go.
Excellent. Been working all night. While you're getting ready, I'm gonna.
Working all night, so you haven't slept at all?
A little. We don't need much.
I think you need at least more than 15 minutes. That's going to catch up to you.
I had a breakthrough last night.
Well, do tell.
I have learned how to make potions. Been studying it for a bit. It's always sort of eluded me. I'm not a magic type. But
I never mistook you for that.
Well, I think I figured out the tinctures required.
Yeah, the two nobles then just look at each other like, what the fuck?
Check it out. It's not exactly the same color as we're used to,
Uh-huh.
but it works. I cut my arm up a whole bunch, and then I drank it. Works like a charm. Actually works pretty quick, too.
They both look at Rain like, really?
Don't look
Yeah.
at me. I'm not the medic.
I know it's not supposed to be, neon purple, but
Typically, things aren't ever supposed to be that color. Usually, if they are, it means something bad's happened. But
it works.
all right, I'll take your word for it. Hopefully, it doesn't come to me having to,
It's incredibly sour.
I would imagine so. Well, that's fine. You keep the purple drink for you handy, and if we need it, we'll use it. And hope it doesn't come to that.
I also made this other one. It's black, just black, like can't see through it black.
That's probably not right.
I'm pretty certain it is. I think I followed all of the instructions.
Did the instructions say that it would turn black?
No.
Then you didn't follow all the instructions.
Well, I think that this will work.
Okay. Well, hope's usually not a strategy, but all right. Well, what does that one do, might I ask?
Makes you more dense. Makes you stronger.
Well, I think you'd have to be pretty damn strong to drink something solid black to begin with, but all right.
Think of you ever been punched?
Yeah, several times.
Right.
A lot in the last 24
less.
hours.
It'll hurt less when you drink this.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
This is actually a byproduct of trying out the first one.
Is it now?
It was like, I got a bottle of whiskey, does the same thing.
Yeah, that tends to taste a little bit better. It's not quite as bad on the way back up either. I come back out. I am dressed for the next leg of our adventure, as early as it might be.
Come on, we got to go get the little annoying one.
Oh, yes, because I'm sure she's going to be up so bright and early this morning, just ripping, raring to go.
Look, this is a job. We're on a job.
I know we're on a job, but shit, some jobs don't start this early. Not all of them.
Some jobs do.
Okay, well, why can't this be the former and not the latter?
It is the former and not the latter. Some jobs start early.
Fine.
This is former.
Fine.
Latter would be later in the day.
Oh, man, Volo owes me so many goddamned royalties.
Let's go. What's Fancy Boy doing? Is he coming with us?
They both get up. Yep, we're coming.
Fantastic.
They get dressed too. Renaer cleans his face off and splashes what he can, and poor Floon, they're just like, yeah, dude, we're going to get you to a healer later.
Who?
Well, the guy that got the shit beat out of him last night.
All right, I'm going to be like...
The one you rescued.
Watch.
Whoa!
Hold him by his hair, and I'm going to pour the purple potion down his throat.
Renaer almost chokes so poor Floon, like, oh, God. And Floon's like, what? That tasted horrible.
Sour, right?
Oh, but you feel that with hate and piss? Oh.
No, it's not much piss at all.
They all look at you.
It's a joke.
Oh, he jokes now. Now he can make potions and jokes.
Yeah, level 2 is a bitch.
Yeah, Mr. Kavir, you're just full of surprises today now, aren't you?
His face starts slowly healing.
Well, I'll be damned. Huh.
He's like, it doesn't hurt as bad as he used to. I can breathe out my nose again.
Yeah, you're
I
only
think my nose is
40%
broke.
as ugly.
Told you.
I'm going to remember that, Ryan.
Well,
next time we're out wingman, and I'll remember this.
That's fine. Then I'm going to remember the fact that you and Mr. November were spooning each other last night.
They looked at each other? Hell.
Well, we could just all forget.
Renaer's like, I wasn't here. He's already out the door.
They weren't spooning. They were forking.
Your apartment's cold.
Yeah.
Floon says as he walks out.
All right, they're up and moving. Let's go.
Clank,
I assume
clank.
you left Tinkerbell where she's supposed to be.
Unfamiliar with that reference.
Well,
Second star of the ride is straight on till morning.
She lives over that way, right?
yeah. Well, if you're pointing towards Castle Ward, then yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where I
Princess
live.
Kingdom.
I know
Princess Kingdom.
about where you live.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Kavir knows where she lives.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
She lives in Princess Kingdom.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm about as awake as I'm going to get at this hour, so no time like the present, I suppose.
So you guys exit the Skewer Dragon. It's dark ass early. It's cold. Not even the crooks are out anymore. It's too early for the crooks to be out. Too late for the crooks to be out. You got a couple homeless people on the streets, all curled up next to each other in different corners of the different alleys. Even the rats are fucking asleep. This is like godforsaken early. Lathander hasn't even peeked his ass out yet.
It's 0400. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Oh, quit your whining.
I mean, even Lathander's like, get back in bed. But continuing. Are you guys walking to the Princess District or?
Yeah, Princess Kingdom. Yeah.
I'm not a princess.
Princess Kingdom on foot.
All right. It takes you guys a bit. Eventually, you do see a couple of wagons pulled off to the side. The guys are sleeping inside. You guys can wake them up if you want. See if they'll cart you guys around, or you guys can keep walking on foot.
I'm fine on foot, but it's up to you.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay on foot. Gets the blood pumping. Maybe by the time we get there, I'll actually be coherent.
All right. So you guys make it all, through the castle ward. You guys come across a few guard patrols that are kind of looking at you guys funny for a second, but once they get an actual eye of the four of you, they quickly just turn away and leave you guys alone.
Business, brah.
That's smart.
Well, the fact one of you is dressed in full plate, and I mean,
yeah,
you're dressed as a soldier. The other three of you are dressed as nobles. One of you is extremely recognized noble of the city. Once the guards get a good glance of you guys, it's quickly like, oh yeah, carry on, we're good.
Yeah, we don't want any part of that shit.
Yeah, no, they don't want to cross a noble that early in the morning.
That looks like automatic forced retirement with no pension.
So, you guys, after a bit of travel, you make it to the castle where you make it up to the Princess Manor. The gates are closed.
I was as surprised as anyone else that it wasn't a pink house.
Would it be a pink house?
I thought it'd be painted pink.
So, David, have I gotten a full or like a long rest? I only need 4 hours because I'm an elf.
Yes, at 4 hours, yes. The rest of you guys all pulled back in close to midnight-ish or whatever, and he woke them up around 4 or 5 in the morning, so they're running off 2-3 hours of sleep.
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm
most certainly not an elf.
I'm fully rested, and like the light from in my room is like on because I'm working on stuff.
The hell is it with you people being up so damn early? Jeez.
Yeah, we're not politicians, so we work.
Hey, you know what? I can get plenty of work. I can get more work done in 4 hours than most people can get done all goddamn day.
Do I know which hers is the one with the light on, right?
You could assume so, but her dad is an elf too, so he could have a light himself on.
All right, well, I'm going to assume my intelligence is a 9, so
all right, cool.
I'm going to pick up a rock and throw it at the window, but I'm going
break
to
my
throw
window.
Yeah, I'm going to try to break the window.
Give me a strength check.
I'm going to pretend, for story-wise, I'm going to pretend I didn't intend to break the window,
Okay.
But I really want to.
All right.
You want a strength check?
Actually, give me a dex check to make sure we hit it, and then give me a strength check to see how strong it goes through. Okay. This is Freelance, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to fucking break windows.
Yeah.
Stained glass or not, if it ain't Adri's head going through it, it will be Kavir's rock. And Nick and Knack, you have not met yet to fix your fucking window.
I've met them.
Actually, no, that's right, you have. And they're not fixing your goddamn window this time.
Adri's forehead, Kavir's rock, potato.
I swear one day we got to get Adri bubbleheads. They'll be like the little Fallout wing. Just click it. You can find them all through the other freelance maps.
We'll have to wait till the plastic shortage is done.
You can pick with an orange on top.
Yep.
Okay, so I need to roll strength. Okay, that's going to be. Do I roll my to hit?
Yeah, roll the dexterity and proficiency bonus to hit first, and then roll the strength for how hard.
Okay, so it's going to be a 17.
Oh, you hit the window.
Okay. And then strength 14.
Oh, he goes right through.
Whoops.
That's an excellent shot there, Mr. Kavir. An excellent shot indeed. I sure hope that was her window.
My bad.
I'm gonna look up from my like, workbench that I have set up in my room, where I've got a mess of different things that I'm tinkering with laid out, and I'm gonna go find the rock, then go to my window and like open my window.
It's open.
Like, who threw this?
It was him.
Excuse me.
I told him not to. He wouldn't listen.
Renaer's, I would have knocked.
It was my bad. Are you ready?
Yeah, I was just working on some stuff. I'll be right down.
Cool. She's coming right down.
Okay.
I'm gonna
As you
get some of my stuff and head out.
As you open your door, your dad's standing right at the door.
Hey, good morning.
He looks past you at the window.
I'm
The
gonna
hell?
I'm gonna go get Nick and Nack to get fixed.
Who threw a rock through your window?
What's my deception?
It was me. My bad.
It was my friend.
Me, my bad. He's just kind of like, he rubs his elven temples.
I'm
Is this
gonna.
the same one Victor mentioned brought you home last night?
Yeah.
Is this the same one you left the Yawning Portal with the other day?
Yes.
I see what you're getting at, but that's not how it is.
Where did I go wrong? If your mother was here, you just turns around, starts walking up the stairs.
Didn't you hit on me one time? Oh wait, wrong game.
Lifetime ago.
Lifetime ago. Maybe in another life we could have had something.
Yeah.
Me and you and you.
I would have wrote you a ballad. Never want to close my eyes.
You know what we can discern from that song is actually in a movie about a bunch of guys who land on a large hunk of metal and drill. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna like tap on my armor. You get what I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab some of my stuff and head out. And I'll run up to meet them, and I'm gonna toss the rock back to Kavir.
It's not mine. I just borrowed it. There's a rental.
Renaer looks at you.
Good morning.
This is Lady Theresa's estate, isn't it?
Yeah, my mom's.
Well, I'll be damned. Interesting, he says as he turns to walk with Floon.
You know, it's really
Rain.
early. I didn't think you guys would be here so soon.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, Floon looks back. He just keeps his mouth shut and keeps walking like, he saved my life. He saved my life.
Yeah. Apparently, Mr. Kavir thought that this couldn't wait any longer, so here we are. Good morning to you, young lady. How are you?
I'm good. I had this great idea last night as I was falling asleep, and I had to work on it as soon as I got up this morning. And I'm going to point at Kavir and be like, you gave me this great idea for an invention.
Can I ask a question?
Is it a purple juice?
No.
What he said.
Oh.
But I don't know how much of a hurry we're in. But
Adrian, give me a dex check.
Dex check.
Yeah.
The sun's not up yet, honey. Apparently, we're in an awful big hurry.
That would be a 10.
You feel a small pebble hit you in the back of the head
Ow.
from an upward angle.
I'm gonna look
And
back
he
and
only
be like,
rolled a 7.
Victor!
That's how easy it is to hit your head.
You do see Victor's window wide open, and it's just black room.
Go to bed.
You see another rock just begin to float up in the air.
Let's go. My brother's being annoying.
Is his name Hootie McBoob?
Yeah.
For people who didn't know, Nate's screen went off and it just said Hootie McBoob and then came back up. You're muted,
He's
Nate.
muted right now.
I forgot I'd renamed myself. I had to yell at something. So. Been watching too many Simpsons episodes in quarantine.
The kids have purged through 14 seasons already?
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so we're here. I'm going to slam the shield down on the ground. I'm like, where to?
Well, we're going to meet Volo, right?
Volo it is. Let's go.
Okay.
I suppose it's back to the Yawning Portal then.
Renaer's like, that's where he said to meet you.
Can we
Alright.
stop and get coffee on the way? Like at a Starbucks?
You know, Mr. Kavir has this black drink. I think it's probably just as good as coffee if you'd like to try some of it.
No.
Feeling like it'll wake you right up.
I don't. No, I want
He
coffee.
said something about it being really strong. I'm just saying.
Make
oh,
you
yeah,
dense.
it's really, really strong.
No, thank you.
Put hair on chest.
It tastes like liquid charcoal.
Not sure what's more concerning, that it tastes like liquid charcoal or that you know what liquid charcoal tastes like.
I got this toothpaste from China one time. It was delivered by an Amazonian.
You know, he knows what it tastes like because he had to ingest charcoal from all his failed potion attempts.
That's fun.
Is that what that is? Mm.
To make myself throw it up.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I would be like, that's not true, and my teeth are black.
All right. As we're walking, I'm studying Kavir's armor because I want to apply my infusion.
You know you're not helping the rumors, right?
What?
is that what you kids are calling it now these days?
I don't.
Rumors?
What?
Applying your infusion. Back in my day, we just went out behind the tavern and necked. That's what we did.
And what?
And necked.
Next?
Yes. It's before your time. It's fine.
That's before a lot of times. That's some old ass shit you just said. That's some
Jake can
Jake
translate it.
phraseology.
Yeah, Jake can translate that shit.
Yeah.
You know, from the original Sanskrit, nekyo.
Well, yeah. I don't have any other place to stop, just basically because most of the places I would want to stop aren't open this early. So yeah, straight to the Yawning Portal we go.
All right.
Can I help you with something? We'll look at Princess Ducky.
Can I just try something with your armor?
I suppose.
Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna dig through my bag and find the
deflectable
the tuning fork that I used in the first episode, but I've made some adjustments to it, and I'm gonna walk over and look at his armor, and then like adjust these different dials that I have on the tuning fork, and then
I take 2 steps back.
No, this is gonna be great.
I take 2 more steps back after she says that. I do the mom arm thing to Renaer and Floon. Avert your eyes, boys.
I'm holding it up to my ear as I'm like adjusting some of the dials on it, and then I'm just gonna like ping it against his armor, and I'm going to apply.
Bright flash goes off as you all feel the negative energy of a bomb going off, shattering your atoms.
No, That's not the infusion I picked, David.
Did you not close the other door? Damn it.
I apply my enhanced defense infusion.
Congratulations, Kavir, you're pregnant.
A creature gains a +1 bonus to their armor class while wearing armor with the infused item. And I'm
Did
gonna
you just bring up his AC again?
Yeah. I'm say so. What this did is it sort of mimics the vibrational quality of magical items in a way to sort of mimic it. So essentially, your armor will be a little more sturdy against attacks.
What is it called?
The infusion?
Yeah.
This is enhanced defense. If I ever get to level 10, it goes to a +2.
Yeah. Take that, D-Walk.
If.
Yes, enhanced defense, also known as fuck the DM.
There's another one I want to do, but I can only do one per long rest. So
I'll remember this, Lady Duck.
This is the right one to do. I'm like, new armor?
is it? I'm
Bonus
gonna
armor?
kind of listen to his armor for a second and be like, yeah, it's working.
I'm going to trust you.
Okay.
I don't know that that's exactly how you determine the tensile strength of material by listening to it, but yeah, I'll take your word for it as well. I mean, I've already seen someone drink purple drink this morning and didn't die, so.
Wheezy F baby. That's a joke for like 6 people out there who gave a fuck about Lil Wayne in 1999. The Carter 2, right? Am I right, guys? The Carter 2? Right on.
I'm gonna put my tuning fork away.
Okay.
And I don't have to reapply that. Even if I go unconscious, it's still around. If I die,
that's good.
Then it lasts for a few more days. Or I can only have 2 going at a time. So if I try to do a third one, then whatever one I did first goes away.
Okay.
Alrighty.
My armor class is in fucking sanity for level 2. Just put that put that in your books, guys.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm standing over here like a fucking down pillow.
FYI, I just tried to offer you.
I know.
I
know.
Which was going to help you.
I haven't said I won't take it yet. I just wasn't going to take it this early in the morning.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give.
Bro, there's only one way to give him that potion.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is true.
Right, I already have built a funnel. So no. It's a Rube Goldberg machine. I have to flick this marble, and it rolls down the spiral thing on the leg of my armor. When it hits my toe on it, it hits a match, which swings up and hits this thing and sets off this little stick of dynamite. When that explodes, it lifts up this string, which then releases a balloon. That goes up and hits the top of this pad, which then pulls down and drops another marble, which then rolls down. And then I'm like, oh my God, is it time to pour it in his ass now? And then I just pour it in his ass.
Here I thought it was going to start with you throwing a rock through somebody's window.
That's how you start the timer.
Is that it? Okay.
Right on.
Alrighty.
So I'm going to hand you one of the black juices. I got to come up with better names for them, but I invented them yesterday. So
maybe if you had
black juice.
Yeah, maybe if you had sold it to Rain as something better than just black juice, maybe that would have.
I haven't had time to think of a good name yet. I literally invented it 15 minutes before we walked out of the door this morning.
Yeah, because if you've just got this thick black viscous liquid, you've got to really upsell that to get somebody to consume it.
We'll call it death oil.
That'll do it. It's going to fly off the shelf now.
We call it Pennzoil.
Maybe get the old Zoob's shop down on the south of the skewer track and sell it along with his other shit he sells in that store.
Can you mix it into something? Can you dilute it? Does that still?
Nah, you shouldn't.
Oh.
You gotta drink it the way it is. Look, I figured out how it works yesterday. Give me some time to add some fucking artificial flavors and Red 13 to it or whatever.
Fine.
You're gonna need more than Red 13.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'm sick and tired of being the one left out. Go ahead and give me your death oil.
How fucking into Final Fantasy VII am I? That I literally did that subconsciously. That reference.
Oh Lord.
I wanted to play that game so bad. It's just in the background of my brain, just playing, telling me to make jokes about it. I'm not even thinking about it. It's just in there. Whatever.
You guys eventually reach the Yawning Portal. And it's about 6 finally. The sun's starting to crest just slowly. You guys can see the dew beginning to steam off some of the roofs. The city begins to come alive as you guys walk into the Yawning Portal. Durant's on the counter, just like wiping his hands down with a cloth. Place is pretty empty. Even for adventurers, it's kind of oddly empty this morning.
Any sign of Volo?
Not a one. Renaer's like, yeah, 10 gold says he's up in his room. Looks like 10 gold says he ain't even in this place.
I'm gonna ask the bartender. Looking for Volo.
He has a room upstairs.
Is he there?
I don't know.
I'm going up.
All right.
Going with them.
Renaer nudges him. Cough up. Fuck.
Gonna bang on the door.
What? Who?
You hired us. Open the door.
I've hired many people, sir. You have to be a
we're
little more
one of them.
specific.
No, I don't. Open the door.
No, sir. I am in my unmentionables.
Well, so was I when he woke me up this morning. Open the damn door, Volo.
He's like, I'm in my unmentionables. I'm like, then shouldn't you not have told me that?
you open the door. He's wrapped in a robe. Yes. You guys.
Good morning.
Yes, us guys.
Well met.
We got that guy.
Or you found Floon.
I just kind of, yeah, I just kind of pull him and push him right in front.
Oh, dear Floon, thank God you're alive. He hugs him. His robe drops. My bad. Grabs it, picks it back up.
That must have been a hell of a hug.
Ren, how much do you take that this doesn't get mentioned anywhere? Volo is professional above professional.
Yes, no, understood.
He does not lose his robe.
You know, I'm kind of well. That's a good question. How much?
You think about it. I'll get dressed.
Yeah, I'll think
1,500 gold a person. Because I know that plate mail.
I was thinking something like 125 per person sounded about reasonable to me.
I shall see you all downstairs shortly.
Okay.
Deal.
All right.
He closes the door. They found him. Thank God. By the gods. And he starts ruffling through his shit. You guys can hear him moving around his room.
So you guys want
the window? What fucking time is it?
Morning. As we walk downstairs.
Jernan's has like 5 giant bunks of whiskey on the table already.
I'd like a number 2.
Do you have coffee?
I got
Whiskey's
coffee.
just fine.
Number 2. Scratches his head.
What's the first thing you have?
Whiskey.
What's the second thing you have?
Ale.
That one.
All right. Goes back to the mug of ale, puts on the table.
Oh.
He grabs a couple of loaves of bread, puts them on the table too. Fresh from the oven.
I'm gonna take a loaf.
The cook's not in yet.
I'm a big dude, so like I'm gonna take one loaf and one of those mugs.
Gonna take a loaf with you, number 2 there, Mr. Kavir. All right.
Yep. That's my second loaf of the day. Start early.
He eventually brings out another mug of the special brown dark juice and puts it down.
Sorry, this is gonna be a sidetrack thing, but the other day the family came and they wanted meatloaf because I apparently do that well. And so like I made this meatloaf and I ate a piece of it that was like, it was so fucking huge. It was like upsettingly huge. Like if you saw it, you'd be like, that's a meatloaf. But it was actually a portion of the full meatloaf. And so I eat the entire thing and never once felt like I was full until the last bite went down. And then I was like, oh my God. Like I felt like every fucking centimeter of my stomach was filled with meat. And I was just like, I'm going to die pretty soon, right? And so like I laid down on the couch and everyone's like, are you okay? And I'm like,
Oh, John fucking Wayne.
And I said, I'm entering into L2LTP. And they're like, what? I'm like, loaf to loaf transmission protocol. This is where I'm taking one loaf and making another loaf. I took a shit that was so big I had to cut it with a coat hanger. I used a steak knife and saw it in half.
So gross.
Might I suggest more breadcrumbs in your recipe next time?
You know,
Give it that extra fiber.
You know when they take a toilet plunger and you have to like push to suck things back out of the toilet?
You're trying to push it
the other way. I was pushing it down. Oh man. It was so dense.
You drink your blood juice.
Yeah, it had scales like Smaug. It was brutal.
Shit, plus 5 armor.
You ever seen a pine cone that was still closed?
Yup.
Like that.
Okay.
But like 4 feet long.
Did it break the porcelain when it sank?
No, when I flushed it, it took a long time. It didn't look like it was moving, but it was just thinning out. It was like when something goes through a black hole. You know, spaghettification?
It's just right there at the event horizon.
Yeah. It looked like a Shoney's soft serve ice cream machine in reverse.
Oh.
Even Rachel left to that one and she didn't want to.
Yeah. You say that was a sidetrack, but you had that so well prepared. I think that's been sitting stewing for a couple of days.
It was at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, bum dum tump. Yeah.
Yeah.
The noises it made when it came out.
Also, let the record show, ladies and gentlemen, that D said he was full of meat.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way to get around the phrasing of this. I was literally about to talk about something large exiting my asshole. So I think we're just going to have to call it what it was. This meat anaconda had escaped.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. It made that noise like Godzilla does when it comes out of the water.
The theme song played.
Yeah. It was pretty intense.
Godzilla.
The turd was so long it had 3 elbows. Some of those you have to think about for a minute. Okay. On. It had its own bones. It had a rib cage.
It probably had its own zip code from the sounds of it.
Yeah, actually, a small aircraft with Ben Affleck, and they landed on it and tried to drill it for research.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Tried to set a nuclear charge in the center of it to break it up into smaller pieces.
Yeah, they had a moment, and then one of the ships flew away. Oh, man.
Oh, did Slim Pickens ride it on the way down?
It was so gross looking. It was really bad.
But you can't stop talking about it.
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Oh.
You ever seen like a crab's knees? Like how they have this like it's like flat and then it has like a bulb and then it's like flat and has a bulb. I think that's where I passed out during the pooping and everything just went loose. Okay, back to the game.
Oh God.
Now you have that in your brains.
I have to edit that. I have to re-listen to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to listen to it first.
It's always better the second time.
Yes.
No, she gets to listen to it a couple times because then she has to listen to it, mark where it starts and ends, and then cut it again. And then she's going to throw it.
That's exactly what I had to do. I had to mark where it started and ends, and I had to cut it again and again.
Stuck on the toilet with you. All right.
So we're having the breakfast of champions.
Yeah, I'm talking about number 2s.
Sorry, that's what brought it up.
Eventually, Volo does come back down the stairs, and he's ecstatic to see Floon, shakes Renaer's hand, hugs Renaer too, and just happy to make sure his friend's alive. They go back and forth, and Floon begins to tell the heroic story of how you guys came in and saved them, and then Renaer backs up the story and tells how when he ran into you guys and how heroic you are. Of course, he leaves out the fact that one of you threw him against the wall in the closet, and
You mean that closet he was hiding in?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
going to say,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
serves
one.
him right because he was hiding there.
so
Yeah, don't portray it like he's doing us a favor.
yeah. So as they continue the story, they look back at you, and Volo's like, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Lathander's blessing upon you. You guys did it. I
Well, thank you there, Mr. Gedon.
cannot believe you guys pulled it off. I'm thankful. I know, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you did. I'm happy you did. That was more than I was anticipating. I thought you guys, just poor find, Floon somewhere, not with Xanathar's guild, not with, and then he kind of looks sheepishly at the three of you. I have to confess, I have but a few coins to spare past what I paid you guys originally.
Oh.
But never let us say I regale on a promise. Allow me to present you guys something much more valuable.
And he pulls a friendship card.
And he pulls out this tube, and he pops it open. He lays out a paper on the table. This is a deed to Trollskull Manor. It's a very valuable property here in Waterdeep, and it's yours.
Deal.
We just got to get it signed over. We just need the magistrate to witness the transfer of ownership. I'll arrange the meeting, this afternoon after you guys expect to this estate, and you say yes, and it's yours.
Wait a minute. That seems a little valuable.
You saved my friend's life, and I don't have the coin to back up what I said.
So you're going to give us a property. Is there any...
Renaer's like, he does this. It's Volo.
Can I insight him?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Renaer just kind of shakes his head. He's like, how much, Volo? How much you promise him? No, my debt, not yours. You do not pay for your own rescue.
I'm going to insight as well.
Yeah.
And I'd like to do a history check to see if I know what I know about the manor.
Okay.
22, David, on my insight.
Better than my 6.
He's being straight up honest with you. It's legit. He just bought it in a bid war. He outbid the others for it.
Right on. Where
That's
we go
only...
to get this signed over?
Now, I need your Rain. What was your roll?
Sorry, that was an 11 on history, so probably not much.
You do know it's an historic building in the North Ward. It's in Trollskull Alley. It does need some work, but it is a huge 2-3 story. It's a 3-4 story building. It can be a great manor, a great tavern if wanted. It is actually coveted by a number of small businesses that do want it.
So apparently we're about to become property flippers.
You guys can, if you guys want to head over there now, you guys can. But Bo's like, I can get the meeting set up with the magistrate later today. Renaer,
Sure.
You could help with that, right? Renaer's like, yeah, I got you covered. I'll make sure everything's. He just looks at Volo, shakes his head. He's like, but alas, I also have a gift for you guys for saving my life and saving Floon's. There's a party tonight. I want you all to be my guests.
Yes.
It's in the C ward actually, but I would appreciate you all to be my guests.
You know you're not supposed to see the C word. not in mixed company.
But alas, I do invite you all to be my guests.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there: character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kavir the Raven, Rachel as Adri the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rain Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist, and we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned.
Hold on, my neighbor has to drive his truck.
Well, he has to drive his truck.
He's so cool. Man, he's so cool.
How's he going to get to the beef jerky palooza? He's not going to be able to get to beef jerky palooza and take first place in the dip spitting championships.
That's true. I'm being unreasonable here.
Yeah, I mean, he's been training.
8 o'clock on a Saturday. He definitely has to
Clearly, that's
rev
like
his truck up and down the road.
That's like 2 a.m. for a redneck. Yeah. And you can also go. Is my neighbor the same neighbor as you? Have we been living next door to each other this whole time?
Did he go to your house?
Jesus Christ, he was really moving. He got down the entire eastern seaboard in about 30 seconds. That beef jerky kills.